So there is a saying, when it rains, it pours. As it appears, there is more issues, more drama, more tea, if you will, coming from the Mafia Shipping Company, or for those that are uninitiated into the crew life, Mediterranean Shipping Company, MSC for short. So yesterday I talked about one of their ships within their fleet, the MSC Seaside, getting a historically failing grade when it comes to the health inspection on board their ship. Now, today we are finding out some more drama when it comes to the crew and, well, potential and alleged mistreatment. Now, I will be completely honest with all of you. I try as best I can to look at all sides when it comes to the cruise ship industry, the good, the bad, the ugly. Many of you understand this. If I talk about your favorite line, sometimes many of you will get mad for 48 hours, you forget about it, and then you laugh at the fact that I'm talking about another line. And this is just kind of how I do things. However, full transparency, one thing that I'm extremely biased on is the quality of life for the crew members on board, since I am a former crew member. And well, I just believe that humans should be treated respectfully, especially when they are in a place of employment that is worth hundreds of $billions as a whole. I'm talking about, of course, the cruise ship industry. All that being said, while doing some light research yesterday on the health assessment on the MSCC side, I did stumble upon a letter or an article from the Crew Center. This is another media group that is primarily talking about what's going on with the crew life worldwide, globally, within the cruise ship industry. And well, it's an anonymous letter stating that crew members on board the MSC Orchestra are having issues when it comes to washing their clothes, even their work uniforms. It's absolutely disgusting. I'm going to read it to you in a second. However, first, I do have a very big announcement for all of you guys. I actually have two announcements. I'll make them very quick because I do want to get to the main topic of discussion. I just wanted to announce to all of you that I am officially a PADI certified scuba diver. Now, many of you may not care, but I gotta say this is a major, huge deal for me. It's a childhood dream of mine. Many of my friends and family who I talked about doing this with as a kid, they laughed and said, well, that's a dumb idea, it's dangerous, you can't do that. And well, I've accomplished it. And it's thanks to all of you fine folk out there. I appreciate every single one of you, because without all of you, I wouldn't have been able to travel over here to Cozumel, Mexico, and stay here for a week and get my scuba diver certification. So, well, just understand there are many more adventures to come. Also, Royal Caribbean, their media team reached out to me, and they have invited me on board the Allure of the Seas for the President's Cruise taking place in July. They paid for my flight accommodations, my hotel, and the entirety of the cruise. How crazy is that? Mom, I have made it. People say the cruise lines don't want to work with me. Well, ha! In your face. No, I'm kidding. Either way, I'm excited, guys. But yeah, that's what I got. I do have a video coming up on my scuba adventures either today or tomorrow whenever I get my footage downloaded from my dive master. And well, be on the lookout. It'll be on my other channel, Jay the Nomad. Okay, now let's read what this letter says. I'm going to read it to its entirety, and then we'll talk about the details and personal opinions and all that after, because I do have a lot to say. Now, this reads from the Crew Center. MSC Orchestra crew member reports that the washing machines for crew don't work. The only way to do laundry is by hand or paid service at the ship's main laundry. This message coming up next is what we received from the crew member, along with photos from the crew laundry. It reads, hello everyone. I would kindly ask you an anonymous post, since we on board of MSC Orchestra don't know what to do anymore. Keep in mind, this person's probably from either Philippines or another country, right? So maybe their English is not the greatest. But they continue to say, since I embarked many months, we have faced a laundry problem where there are no wash machines available for crew. It is all broken. We have been several times to HR, Human Resources, and she sent the complaints to the company, and the company ignored us. The only way to do laundry is by hand and put it to dry in our cabin. Keep in mind, they don't have balconies, no ocean view, nothing like that, all right? Or to pay for MSC. They even offer us a paid price. The crew from restaurant to bar, housekeepers, we don't have time to hand wash everything every day. It is not legal that on board of MSC Orchestra, the only option is to pay. Now, of course, I will say here before we continue, take all of this with a grain of salt. Your personal preference on how you feel about the Crew Center. To me, I do consider them pretty reputable. Over the years, I have looked at their articles, and it's all typically very true information that many of the passengers and regular customers that aren't crew would not even be privy to had it not been for the crew center. Now, all that being said, I do have some photos. I'm going to try to like kind of just put them up here so you guys can see what's going on. Apparently, the washing machine is broken. And according to the article, like I said, this person is anonymous. They're saying that they have two options. They can either pay for the service, which, let's say if you were sailing on an MSC ship, you would pay that price where it'd be like $2-3 per shirt or pants, however it is that they're going to go about it, or they just simply will wash their clothes in the sink in their cabin and I guess hang it up somewhere where they don't have a window to even get proper sunlight and fresh air for it to dry properly. Meaning stuff could potentially be smelling like mildew and all this, which, by the way, is a health concern in my personal opinion alone. I will say, first of all, I don't think that entirely as a whole in the industry that all the crew are treated like crap, garbage, trash, gray water. There are many people out there that say, well, the crew aren't paid enough, they're not this, they're not that. I do believe that for a lot of the crew members, them working on the ship is probably the best financial opportunity they could potentially have in their entire life. So I'm not faulting them for that. But when you have issues like this, I was on the Norwegian Joy about a week and some change ago. They don't have guest privileges. Last year when I was on board Royal Caribbean's, what was that, Ovation of the Seas? They didn't have a shore leave, they didn't have crew bar, and they have recreational use, and they couldn't fraternize with each other, even from a friend standpoint. To me, I think when I hear stuff like this, it's absolutely crazy, it's insane. And this crew member is saying that they are reaching out to the Human Resources Department and they aren't doing a thing about it. To me, that is absolutely crazy. Now, many of you know that I've sailed MSC quite a few times. I've sailed on the Meraviglia. It was my first cruise with them. I was on board the Opera last year out of Genoa, Italy. And then earlier this year, I was on the MSC Seascape in January and for its U.S. maiden voyage over in December of 2022. So I could say that, honestly, I have seen a lot on board the ships. I have a lot of friends that also work for MSC, did work for MSC in the past as well, and well, it's crazy when you hear stuff like this. And when it comes to this anonymous crew member that's talking about this, personally, I believe them. To me, the true icing on the cake here when it comes to this issue is that MSC is not some rinky-dink cruise line. They are the largest shipping company on planet Earth, and, well, they are definitely a heavy mainstream contender when it comes to the cruise ship industry as well. So you gotta ask, what is the issue? I would say that when it comes to MSC, they are very strange, right? They are a private family company that is Italian, but is operating out of Switzerland, and well, they're operating in the US and all these other places. It's very, very strange to me with MSC because I do believe that when it comes to the US market, well, they still haven't exactly adapted to how the American market is going to be enjoying cruises. Over in Europe, I do say that they are definitely better. In Europe, they don't have to deal with something known as the PVSA, the Passenger Vessel Services Act, where somebody, if they get on a ship at a certain point, they have to return. Over there, you can do a 1 day, 2 day, 3 day, 4 day, 5 day, 6 day, 7 day. It's cool. I think that part is amazing, and they're not trying to, cater to a certain audience that they are not used to. So I think it is better over there. However, when it comes to the crew members as a whole on board MSC ships, I have heard many things. I did talk about a tragic story with a cruise director. I won't mention his name. May he rest in peace. But you guys know about that whole thing that went down on board the MSC Seascape. And, I've heard a lot of other things. I have friends of mine that are former crew members and currently on MSC ships, and they tell me that the quality of life is and the only ones that seem to say that they love it are ones that have only worked for MSC. Now, I'm not saying MSC is a bad line by any means. I think that every cruise line has its practices. I have my gripes about NCL, and again, like I said earlier, Royal Caribbean's practices from last year. But hey, I just say for the cruise lines out there, I don't understand what the issue is, but you got to do better. I understand the guests come first, but as they say, happy crew, happy ship, and that is a very true statement. Either way, before this turns into some crazier rant than it already is, I'm going to leave right here. I do want to hear your thoughts in the comment section below. Very busy day today. I got to prepare for Spain tomorrow. I'm going to Madrid, 2 days in Madrid, and then finally Athens, Greece, to board the Resilient Lady Virgin's newest ship. And, well, I'll be on board that ship for 2 weeks before I head over to Seattle, and then I got a lot of traveling to do. But either way, like I said, guys, let me know your thoughts. I have more videos coming up. Hopefully, fingers crossed today, I'm either going to get my review up on my time on board the Norwegian Joy or my vlog of my scuba diving adventure. I don't know which one you guys prefer, but hey, I'm going to do what I can. As usual, know that I love and appreciate every single one of you. Hit that like button on your way out, and, well, I'll see you later. Take it easy.